Hello and welcome along. This is Virtual Farmer, and something has come up at the shop this morning in Kinlaig that I cannot resist. Now, I was talking a little bit last time about our need for a front loader, and I absolutely wanted to get a front loader on our tractor, but something much better has come available for us. That means that we don't have to add a front loader to the tractor and can actually have a separate machine that will do us well. And it's within our budget today as well, which is fantastic. We do have the straw to do on the farm. I'm going to need to bale that up, so we're going to have to get into our tractor and sort it out with, or sort the straw out with a baler. But first, the shop has given me a call up and offered me something that I really couldn't resist. And that is this. I thought I was doing well with this Mercedes-Benz turning up and considered putting a front loader on that and having that around the farm. But this came up. This is a JCB 412S wheel loader. It is going to be very, very useful around our farm. It's a few years old, which is fantastic. Really fits in with our older aesthetic, and it's we can put the Michelin tires on it, which will be really nice. We're not going to put any mud guards on it. And congratulations to AK in the Hay. You've been selected at random from the patrons and YouTube channel members of Tractor Driver and above, and so we're going to go AKH for your for the initials for you on here, and we're going to put the oldest number plate we can on this. It's going to be a 51 plate, although I'm fairly sure this JCB is way older than that, so we will okay that, and that is 19,560. There we are, over half our money gone immediately. And what I actually need to get on that today is a bucket. We need to get a bucket for it. And we do have some, those telehandler tools. We want wheel loader tools. We don't have any JCB wheel loader tools, unfortunately. But I think we can get a fairly decent bucket for this. What sort of size do we have? We have some fairly large Volvo buckets. That's 3,600. That's 5,000. That's a heavy duty all-purpose bucket. Wow, so that's as much as the actual. I think we're gonna have to get something fairly simple. That's a rock bucket, but we'll do the job if we wanted to. Or yeah, I think we're gonna get this. And the way we're going to get this, I think, is to hire purchase it. So a little bit each month. Yeah, it'll be negligible, especially if we go with a higher upfront cost. So yeah, if we were to go for initially option 1, which would be a £500 deposit, then that would be 853 per month. Let's go up to 1,000. 804 per month. Yeah, that is very doable. In fact, we will go with option 2. There we are. So that's 718 a month. 1,050 final payment. 10,725. Yes. Okay, that should do the trick. We'll have to get the car back. Might get somebody to come and pick that up and take that back. Repair level is pretty good. We're going to be dealing with repair levels today anyway. But this is a Farm Master. Absolutely fantastic piece of kit. We're going to have to come back and get a bale spike as well, I think, along with a couple of other bits. But I'm going to get this back up to the farm. We'll get the car following behind. And then we're going to be moving the grain across, because at the end of last time, we had a trailer full of canola that we want to put into our store. So we're going to do that today, and we need to make some space for it. So we've got this back up to the farm, and I need to make a little bit of a change in here. So I really like this new grain store. It does only have one minor issue. So this side here is where we tipped our first trailer, and that loaded into that side. The second trailer of the same crop loaded into this side. It should have loaded into the same side if it was the same crop, unfortunately. So we need to rearrange this so that we can make space for our canola. This is one of the reasons why I think actually having a wheel loader or a telehandler around here is really useful. It's interesting. I've ended up with a wheel loader on a couple of series now instead of a telehandler. And it still works quite well. Wow, that was a little bit front heavy there, but I think we'll be all right. We're going to be using this to move bales about and move pallets about and everything. So just need to be a little bit careful with how we or how high we put this bucket. Or we need to find some way of getting a weight onto the back of this, because at the moment, when we have this this 3,000 litre bucket full and we lift it up a bit, you can see we're not careful, we end up tipping the whole thing forwards. Last little bit cleaned up, I think. Yeah, there's a fair amount there, and we got 25,000 litres of barley, which is going to make us a decent amount of money. We're not doing any kind of production with the barley yet, although we probably will at some point. But for right now, we're good. Right, let's just park this out here for now. We're going to need to put a fuel station in at some point, and I have an idea for a workshop today too. So I want to get that sorted. Tractor should be in here. It looks a little bit lonely in this shed at the moment, but I think we'll end up getting a companion for it fairly soon. Trailer is in this shed here. Yeah, we're rattling around in this yard a little bit right now, but that will change, and that will change very quickly when we start getting a load of money in. 4,905 litres was where we ended up yesterday with this. So yeah, a decent amount of canola that we got off there. We might be able to eventually, if we can get some onions going, turn this into oil and do that. No spare capacity for canola, really? So it's not going to take it either way I look at it. That's weird. I think we must have missed a bit. Yeah, 361 litres. I must have tipped my bucket slightly when I was coming out. That's all right. We can clear that. As I said, I do like how this works. I love that it limits how many crops you can put in here. That is absolutely fantastic. From a realistic point of view, a crop limitation is brilliant. Right, let's just jump out, check we got it all. We've got it all this time. Good. Yeah. Right. Let's bring this around. Quite maneuverable, this JCB. Great piece of kit. Absolutely perfect. I think this is going to be right what we need. Although it's not going to be great for transport, but then for transport, I think we're going to put a trailer on the back of the car and make the car useful. Okay, back in the tractor. Let's have a look. Tip this up. And yeah, there we go. We now have the space. We can go and put this away. Wonder how much that shed out here is worth. We're going to clear this area. We've not got much use for this shed. It's not that useful to us. So how much is it worth? 23,916. I think that shed is worth more to us sold than it is as any kind of storage. I think this area up here is just a really useful area for a few bits I want to do. We might try and clear this rubbish off as well. But yeah, I think we're going to remodel this part of the farm and have some more options up here. I think it'd actually be a fairly good place for us to put a trout pond in as well. And we can probably get to that fairly quickly. The expensive bit of the fish is going to be getting the breeding area up first, or the breeding tent up first. That costs about 95,000. So that's the first bit of my my fish breeding that I want to sort, and then we want to work our way up to try and get something ocean going happening. So I think it's time to get this back down to the shop. We are gonna need I think we're gonna need a bale spike, or potentially just a pair, or just a set of forks. Basically, we're going to need something to pick up the bales. And we've got pallets for wool. We could get away with just a set of pallet forks. And I think while I'm down there, I'm going to have a look at what the trailer options are as well. As I said, if we sell that shed, we could end up with an extra 23,000 in the bank. So let's pull over outside the shop here and see what they've got for us. We actually need to go on a bit of a shopping spree. First up then, I need to look at trailers. We ideally we want a car trailer of some description. I think we want to look at flatbeds. What have we got in here? We've got that. That is not a very useful trailer for us. Otherwise, yeah, there's not a lot of choice in there. In the flatbeds, there is choice, but I don't think... Ideally, the Bailey trailer would be what I would like to get. And but that's 22,000. We could put out a thing for a used one of these, and that would help us along quite a bit. And then looking under the bale transport, we've got the Red Rock, the same set of trailers there. Yeah. So the Red Rock is 15,200. But as you can see, sits at an angle when you drop it down. Is that a problem we have with? Is a problem we have with the Bailey as well? It's gonna be a tough one. That I think we'll have to think long and hard. I might go and see what else is available as far as car trailers go. In fact, looking under the miscellaneous, we do have this 9,500. That actually would be perfect as a trailer for us. We can do it either with the extensions. I think we could drop the sides on this, and as a little trailer, this will hold like 6 bales, which would be kind of perfect. First, though, we need something for the wheel loader. There's a few options here, pallet fork wise, bale spike wise. Ooh, the V-grab from the straw harvest would be a good choice, as would any of these. In fact, I think we're going to have to go with the cheaper pallet forks. I'll probably go with the Magicite, I think, to fit on here. So let's grab those. Yeah, those would be perfect. Buy that. And then, yeah, I think we'll come down later and grab the trailer. We don't need the trailer yet. It's September. We have a chance to earn some extra cash. We won't be selling the straw till probably about December time. I think that's normally when best price for straw is. What we do need to do is we need to clear the field. And we're going to need to grab a cultivator, and a seeder, and get the field redone. Because I think, looking at our crop calendar, if we want to plant canola, we've got to plant it this month. If we want to plant barley or wheat, we've got to plant it this month or next month. So canola would be a decent cash crop for us. as would wheat or barley, but we had barley last year, so I kind of want to put the canola in, I think, next year, especially as we have canola already in storage. I can't believe how quiet it is inside the cab of this wheel loader. It is absolutely silent in here, which is fantastic. I mean, if I jump outside, you can hear that, and that's even louder when you end up driving along and you're outside. Right, I think we'll leave all of those there. We've got no use for them right now. And yeah, I always thought it was unrealistic to use pallet forks to spike bales and move bales about until I saw multiple videos doing it, or multiple videos on farms doing it. So yeah, it is a fairly realistic thing to actually do. Next thing I want to do before we go any further is, I've talked previously about turning this shed into a workshop. So we're going to do that now. And I downloaded a mod that should allow me to do that fairly easily. So under tools, I've got this for 1,000. We can come around here and we can put these lines inside this shed like this. I can either do it like that, or I could put it in here like this, but I'd never get the combine in. I might get the combine in actually. Or we can just put the lines coming out like that, which might be the better way to do it. So yeah, there's that way. I don't think I've got anything. No, I've not got any other workshop options. So I think we'll do it that way. I think we will have the lines like that here. We'll set that on B so we can place anywhere, and bam. That shifted right at the last moment. Thankfully, I can immediately get the 1,000 back. So yeah, that's fine. Right, we can place that again. Right there. Oh, there. That does it. So now we've got a good workshop area here. Absolutely perfect. We can back the combine into that later. Although I don't know how much the combine is going to cost. That might be for when we've sold some stuff. But now I'm going to head and find my John Deere, and we're going to get the straw baled. Baler on the back. I have not got the twine on the front, or the net wrap on the front, because we're not going very far. Also, I'm not going to cover too much of this in this video. We spent a lot of time covering baling last video, so I want to just get this done, and then we'll pick up and we'll see what we've got left to do today. I think we want to get all the bales off this field, so I might just cover how I plan to do that, because there's a couple of ways we can do it. Taking most of the rest of the day to get this field baled, and I think we're going to have a partial bale here. The combine actually produces some pretty wide swaths, and it's taken me a while to get all of the sort of the missed bits cleared up. But we've got, we ended up with 33 bales last time, and we got 48. So I think that's 15 bales off here, plus the 3,000 litre partial bale we've got, which I am going to just drop out here. That's on the edge of the field and out the way. So yeah, that's been pretty good. I'm very, very pleased with that. We will be able to sell those pretty soon. Our job going forward then is going to be to get those collected up and off the field, so that we can turn things around and hopefully get some canola in. In fact, the more I think about it, the less likely we are to get the canola in, because we've only got one more day in September, and we would have to basically mulch, cultivate, seed, roll and weed that field in one day. I think for this little tractor, that's probably a little beyond it. I think if we can mulch and cultivate next time, then we'll be in pretty good stead. Let's see how much the repairs are on this at the moment, and test out our brand new workshop. There we go. So what do we have? Repair. Oh, got no repair on it. Interesting. Did that automatically repair it? That's a little bit weird. There might be something broken there. Pretty sure that went in there with a repair needed. Maybe not. Right. Let's back this up. And just park this in here. That should do us. I was hoping to get a little bit more accomplished today, but those bales really did take up way more time than I expected them to. What we might be able to do then is look at remodeling this in the near future. As I said, we've got quite a bit of junk here. If we can clear the junk out, we can probably use the object hider mod, I think, to clear this junk out. Let's give that a quick check. Yep, we'll be able to clear all this junk out with that, so that would be quite useful. I think a pond here would go quite well, and then we can load and empty it, and then we just need to find somewhere to put... Well, I don't know. I think we might have to go down to... In fact, that's a job that we can finish off with today. Let's go and see what items we can actually purchase down at the warehouse. Because if we can buy some baby trout, then we could put a pond in and start trying to get some adult trout out of it. Let's start this up. I know we can't get them from the shop, but we might be able to get them from the warehouse. I would rather breed my own baby fish if I could, but... For now, we don't have the money to get ourselves in that position. So let's see. What things can we order from here? We can order planks, planks long, prefab walls, wood beams, fabric, clothes. Just trying to see if we can go with... I think they're under young, aren't they? Although I'm not sure that this is... No, this is definitely not in order. Having gone through the entire list, it looks like we can't get the young salmon or the young trout from here. So we're gonna have to build the breeding tent or buy the breeding tent on here in order to do that, which is a bit of a bummer because that is quite a lot of work to get that. It's probably gonna take a big chunk of our first year's profit try and get that up and running, but we might make a considerable amount of money doing that. So yeah, I think that will be something to keep an eye on and look towards achieving as quickly as we can. For now though, the sun is setting here on Kinlaig and we need to head back to the farm. We're going to start, we're going to get that field cleared of those bales tomorrow. And then we're going to get it mulched and cultivated, hopefully. Oh, and we probably could do with getting it scanned as well. So we can get the precision farming working on it properly. So lots to do on the farm. And I hope you'll join me next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and drop us a comment. A huge thank you to all my patrons and channel members whose names are on screen now. Your support makes these videos possible. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the recommended video below or subscribe and help us on the road to 50,000 subscribers. And I will see you next time.